everyone, it's me, Morgan.
And it's Zane.
And we're here in the Teen Maker Space. And for this week's SRP craft, we're going to be showing you guys how to make these really cute clay seashell creatures. Ooh.
We got really creative with a lot of this.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of your guys's are probably going to look pretty different since we just gave you guys an assortment of random shells here.
Yeah, I made a little green sea turtle with a seashell. It looks pretty cute.
Yeah, these turned out great. I think we were able to use quite a lot with what we had on offer here.
Definitely. All right, guys, let's get started. Hey, everyone. So in this week's craft bag, you guys should have a bunch of different just type of seashells, a ball of clay, paintbrush, paints, a little bit of glue, some googly eyes, and a paper towel. And you also might just want to get like a cup of water to like wash out your paintbrushes in a little bit. So for the shell part, we're just gonna make some little creatures here. I went ahead and picked out these like two smaller ones to show you guys. And the first thing that you're gonna need to do is just come up with an idea of like what you guys want your sea creatures to look like. So for this one, I think I was gonna do like a little turtle or something like that. And then for this, I don't know, I might have like some little guy like coming out of the shell or something. I don't know, we'll just see. So to start, just go ahead and grab your air dry clay. And this is not baking, so you do not put it in the oven or anything like that. Just leave it out overnight. You're gonna wanna make it on this paper towel, so then you could probably pick it up or maybe have like something underneath of it, like, I don't know, I was gonna say like one of those table mats or like an old book that you don't care about anymore or something that you don't mind getting some residue on. Just something flat you can pick it up, or just do it in a spot that you don't have to move the project until it's fully dry. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my turtle. So I'm gonna give him like a little turtle body under here. And I'm just gonna smush it like inside of the shell like this. So I have like something to work off of, like when I'm adding some of the arms and legs. Okay, so there's my turtle body. I made more of like a Galapagos turtle or just a green sea turtle. Okay, so for this one, I'll do something maybe a little weirder or something like that. Alright guys, as you can see, I have everything done now. This guy here, I just have him like have his little arm and tentacle like wrapped around the shell. So now we're just gonna leave these here to dry probably over the weekend because we're filming this video on a Friday.
Yours might be done overnight, but if not, just wait a few more days and just see how it goes.
I feel like Zane has an octopus head over there, and it's probably about like this size or maybe a little bit smaller, but since his is like thicker, like all the way through, it's going to take way longer to dry. So I think probably 3 days for it to dry all the way through. But say you have the same exact piece and it was flattened like this and it's not that thick through, this will probably take a day to dry all the way through, maybe a little bit longer, but the thicker your pieces are, the longer it's going to take. So I would just make sure it's completely dry, because if it's not, then your paint might crack when you put it on later. But I really think that you should just leave it maybe over the weekend, or like 3 days total, and then it should be totally cured and ready for painting. Just do not move them. They were super fragile, so if a piece breaks, just let that piece completely dry. Don't try to like re-add it, because you can use your tacky glue to like re-add pieces on later, because that's just how air dry clay works sometimes. But all right, we're gonna let these dry and then we'll show you the next part. All right, everyone, so now that we have our little clay creatures dry, I went ahead and let these dry over the weekend. My little turtle head actually fell off, so I went ahead and used like just my tacky glue here I dabbed quite a bit on, and then I just like wiped the extra off that was like coming out of the seams, and then I just left it there for about like 2 hours to dry. And I can see it on my crazy looking octopus guy that I have a little like crack in it right here. Some of your clay might have like cracked or have broken. I would just go ahead and glue it back on with the tacky glue. That just happens with air dry clay. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with painting, because that usually takes a while for the paint to dry and everything. Here, I'm gonna show you first Zane's little shell guy. Yeah, he actually went ahead and hot glued these eyeballs, if you can see that, like these 2 little eyes in there. So if you have a hot glue gun, that works as well.
We found that probably a way to avoid this though was that if we had applied clay back here at the beginning, before it all dried, of course, this wouldn't have become a problem. So just keep that in mind if you guys happen to be doing these little shell guys here. Just maybe apply some clay back here to kind of keep these in touch, and maybe even like some inside here just to kind of hold these guys intact. Yep,
exactly. So that's fine. But again, if it like cracks or whatever, just use your extra clay that you have and just remake it or something. You can always like even go over top of it and like smooth it out with like clay. But then you just have to let it dry for like a few hours. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So for my turtle, I'm gonna just keep it pretty classic and do like a brownish green color for the shell. And then, I know, I'm gonna do like a little green turtle, like green sea turtle. And then just have his flippers and like head and tail just be a green color, maybe a greenish blue, we'll see. Alright guys, I have my little sea turtle painted now. I think it's looking pretty darn cute. I went ahead and painted him on some little eyeballs. Instead of just gluing on googly eyes, I wanted to keep him a little more cute. So I really like how he turned out. I painted a little bit of brown like stripes along the shell here, just to give it some more texture. And then I just kept his like flippers green, but I think it looks super cute. So I would say he's finished. So I'll put this little guy over here. And now I'm gonna work on my little octopus guy. So this one might be a little more tricky. I might grab another paint pad over here. So I think I'm gonna leave the shell just how it is and try to paint just the octopus. So I'm gonna start with a purpley color, maybe like a dark purple. So I got a little bit left to do on here. I'm gonna go ahead and glue on these eyeballs now. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue here onto the eyeball. Alright, so he doesn't look as scary or creepy as I want him to because of his big eyeballs now. So what I'm gonna do is mix up my paint here again. So what I'm gonna do is take my paint and then on his eyeballs I'm just gonna make like a little eyelid. So I'm gonna hold him upside down and just paint the top part like a little crescent shape over top of the googly eye. Alright, so then after that I'm just gonna let it dry and then I have a little like sleepy guy coming out of here. So this is how mine turned out here, and then obviously my little turtle.
I like the ton of colors you used for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did add a little bit of like lighter purple onto the tips of the tentacles and then just brushed it into the purple. It's kind of hard to see it, but it does look pretty cool in person. And then I'm gonna move mine out of the way, and then here's Zane. We can.
So this was my, this is just what I use with the rest of my clay. It's a little snail guy here,
yeah,
right?
He's pretty cute.
I got a little clam guy, you guys saw earlier. And then I got a octopus I worked on here who was giving me some problems with the arms, but I think I'm pretty impressed with how it turned out.
Yeah. You're putting it down here just in case they aren't auto-focusing or something weird. But yeah, this guy looks so good. After Zane had to like glue some of the arms back on and everything, but honestly, it turned out really cool. Like the shell's really neat.
And I wound up painting all of this before I put it into the shell itself. And then once I got it inside here, I just outlined the entire inside of it with glue and just kind of shoved them in there.
Yeah. So these are pretty awesome. Like they take some time to make and then paint, but they're honestly super cute little pets now that we have. So I hope you guys like that, and we will see you again next week.
We'll see you guys.